2, 1.
Ledger.
I think it's Mark Hamill Joker, the one from the video game.
Okay, so you say Mark Hamill. Okay, okay.
So then.
Hey guys, welcome to the. Oh, hey, what's up? Come join us.
I was also
Mark. Okay, so you said Mark Hamill.
Yes.
Ledger, and what was your answer?
I guess yeah.
He had Ledger.
Double Ledger.
I
Doesn't
said
matter.
Ledger before I got up here.
Yeah.
Okay. The truth. Okay. Let's play a game of rock paper scissors.
Rock,
Okay.
paper, scissors, Ledger.
The winner gets
Bro, that doesn't count.
Why doesn't that count? You were the one that started that.
Okay.
rock, paper, scissors.
Hey, hold up. I will count. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, okay.
GG.
That
Okay.
was destined.
I get the other Joker.
Which one?
The one
Jared
from
Leto, bro.
the
Jared Leto, come on.
Jared. Yeah. I'm gonna go Jared Leto. Screw it.
Leto?
Mask
So
off.
many other. Okay.
So many other okay Jokers.
Even the Lego Joker would be.
Yeah. Lego Joker. Lego Joker.
Lego Joker?
Let's
You
go.
go Lego Joker?
Let's go.
Okay. So we got Mark Hamill, we got Galifianakis as Lego Joker, and we got Heath Ledger, Mark Hamill, Galifianakis. Okay. So yo guys, welcome to the Superhero Media Mass panel.
We're giving away free stuff.
If you want free stuff and prizes, come in, man. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fun.
T-shirts, figures.
Huh?
I don't even know what this is.
This is it's a game show where you win prizes.
Look, all of this on the table, we're giving it away. If you win.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
bye.
make sure to come by if you want. All right, so with that, okay, so I guess. Hey, Harley Quinn.
That was the
let's
show.
go.
What show?
Ah.
You're perfectly in time for this because the question is who's the best Joker.
Who's the best Mr. Harrison?
Hell
All
yeah.
right, so.
Yeah, you need an idea. It's with me on I'll be 20.
Yep.
Okay,
One more week.
All right, so let's get this thing rolling. So, okay, so we have your answers. Tell me why you picked those. Okay, so starting with
Lego
me.
Joker.
Lego Joker.
Lego Joker, a key character in the Lego series.
Lego Batman too.
Lego Joker
Oh, he's standing up.
is one of the best characters in the Lego Batman movie. Hey, have a good day, man.
Jesus Christ.
He loves Batman so much
You mean?
with all his heart.
What?
A little too much. He always wants to be his favorite villain. He is his favorite villain. And he knows that deep inside his heart, they love each other. And I think love and the power of friendship is all we need.
Okay. All right, so the two of you will be sharing the mic, okay? Do you want should we move like the left or somewhere or no?
It's fine.
No, just.
Oh shit, I gotta go first. I gotta go second. This is a tough
One
act.
person asks a question, 3 contenders, 1 judge. They each have to give their answers.
Huh?
Oh, I know the best Joker.
All right, so
He
then
says Heath Ledger. He says no. wait.
No,
he says
Lego.
Lego.
Oh, Lego?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
All right, so Mark Hamill, why?
So
Is he the best Joker?
I like the Mark Hamill Joker because we get out of like the other Jokers here, we get the full Joker. That we see him at the beginning, we see him at his end, we see him how he twists and changes, but ultimately stays the same Joker. We see his relationship with Harley Quinn and how truly abusive and terrible it is. We don't see it as like a romanticized love story, or don't see it at all. Like we get the full Joker, and that we also get him as a comical Joker. He makes his jokes, and he gets the mind games of why he's a Joker, and that he has to do all these other things. That he gets the Jokerest of the Jokerness. He gets the jokes, but he gets the seriousness, and can carry his jokes all the way up until he dies.
Welcome, ladies.
Woo!
Welcome to the Superhero Media Match.
My
where
boy,
you
what's
win
up?
prizes for winning.
Yo, how was the party?
What?
How was
It
the
is
party?
because he has
Yeah,
all
this is
the-
he has a cookout
thing.
The what? You went to speed dating?
Yeah, the speed dating thing.
Oh, how'd it go?
Did you find a girl?
Damn you!
Oh no, I was on the contestants. Apparently, wanting to, kill people is wrong.
Bullshit.
Okay.
This boy just got roasted.
All right, so then Heath Ledger.
Why is Heath Ledger the best Joker? Go.
Heath Ledger's Joker essentially defined this Joker for this current generation currently. I mean, anytime that anyone thinks what was the best Batman movie in the Christopher Nolan trilogy, the first one that everyone thinks of is The Dark Knight, the one with the Joker, especially so because it's the Joker. I mean, his performance, Heath Ledger's performance was so good that he won an Oscar for it posthumously. That after he died, his performance was still amazing that they still awarded it to the guy. I mean, he brought so much to the Joker. He made it realistic. He made it real. He made it raw. I mean, you can't really go wrong with the Joker. Any out of the entire trilogy, that is the quintessential movie, even of maybe all the movies ever made for Batman.
All right. All right, so those are some good reasons. Okay, so now here's where things get interesting. Now is when you guys fight. All right.
Not by punching each other.
Not by punching each other. Let's go. But okay. So here's what I want to hear. You guys are gonna start debating why your Joker is the best Joker. I want to hear why yours is better than the other two. I want to know why the other two suck. Just go hard at each other, guys. It's no holds barred. Make things insane. So with that, with some of the rules. You are allowed to interrupt, but only if you have a valid, reason. You can't just interrupt for the sake of interrupting, okay?
And people in the audience as well can also.
Oh yeah, people in the audience are allowed to share their opinions during that, so feel free, okay? So with that, let's start with Mark Hamill. Why not? Let's start there.
Alright. Yeah, I'll take
Actually, yeah, take the other one. I just realized.
Okay, so speaking of insane, Mark Hamill and his Joker is the truly most insane out of the three presented here, because he breaks out of Arkham, he injects himself with the Titan formula or something like that, just because he wants to kill Batman. He doesn't have any of the he's just straight up insane in everything he does, and there's no clear reason or motivation besides I do what I want. And that's why he embodies the Joker in that way. And that being the Joker is what motivates him, not outside things.
Alright.
I couldn't get.
You guys are able to jump in whenever you want. What do you say? What?
I couldn't get Roadhog. He wanted to see drunk Disney.
Oh.
Damn you, Dan Schneider. Don't want to get.
You gotta go.
Lego Joker's the best Joker because they made a bridge together. And it's all about friendship. Thank you.
He just walks away. Bro, the run's not over yet. Come back. All right, Heath Ledger. Let's hear.
I mean, for Lego Joker, I don't see why bridge is relevant.
Guys, thanks for coming.
Have a good one.
I guess that means Lego Joker's out. It's now Mark Hamill versus Heath Ledger.
No. I'm gonna make a quick point.
Oh, wait, are you joining? Are you joining the fight? Which shit? Oh, let's go. We got a replacement. Let's go.
I'm gonna make this really quick.
All right, join the fight. Let's go.
I don't actually know the voice actor or the name of the voice actor, but the animated series Batman, the OG shit.
That's Mark Hamill.
It's Mark Hamill?
That's Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Oh, then Mark Hamill all the way.
Yeah.
But fuck yeah, Mark Hamill.
He did the games and he did the TV shows.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Bitch, why did you go over the games? In the fucking animated series, he takes over one of the Robins, makes it him son, and even though he eventually passes away in Batman Beyond, that motherfucker still is around through Robin himself. You ain't got shit. Heath Ledger doesn't even have a backstory. He's just something that people want to make up. He's just an insane dude with makeup who lies about not having a plan. His shit's so convoluted it wouldn't even work in real life. Boom. Bane makes more sense.
If you want to win some awesome prizes, come join. Bring your friends.
Everything you see on the table, we're giving away.
He's just saying.
Because I see him. All right, so so it's Mark Hamill versus Heath Ledger.
Versus Mark Hamill again.
No. He just wanted to make a point, but it's you.
Animated series.
Difference. Oh, no. You know what? Let's do that. Okay.
shit.
Mark Hamill.
Damn, I'm going.
Animated. Mark Hamill. Video game. Heath Ledger. That's where it is. That makes sense.
The animated series
It's a fight now.
Joker is the best.
All right, so guys,
It's got like 30
go.
hours of
Mash it up. Go.
Guys,
Fight
you
each
have
other. Let's go.
So-
3 minutes. Just start bringing your points.
So he said that my version of Joker has no backstory, but the whole point of his character is that he has no backstory, that he keeps going throughout the entire movie, just making up stories, being completely fictitious and random with anything he says, because you can't believe anything he says because he's insane. And he's not just regular cartoon insane. He's believably insane in a real human way that anyone can relate with. I mean, he dropped 2 boats together in the 2 cruise ships, one with prisoners, one with citizens, and put bombs in each of them. I mean, that's entirely crazy. Even when he was caught, he had still won his game. He still got the last laugh at Batman, and Batman couldn't do the one thing in the end to stop him, which was to kill him. And he just went on his insane rampage for the Arkham Asylum Joker. I mean, I gotta say the ending was weak at best. Titan formula still got to. That was just a mess of an ending. I mean, what was even happening? Just a mess of an ending. And then with the Mark Hamill Joker, sure, I mean, he might be the quintessential Joker for us, but that's because we have the bias of growing up with him. We got those nostalgia filters, make sure that locked in tight. So, I mean, any argument you say is going to be going through that filter, so how strong can they really be?
Hey.
Okay, first of all, one, Joker is not technically insane. Insane people can't say they're insane. That's the first mistake. Second of all, Joker is confirmed in the comics to be super sane, where everyone suspects that he's such in another level of sanity that's why we don't understand what he's doing. But he's not insane. He doesn't actually have those moments of insanity. I mean, hell, like, he makes master plans, and you say he gets the last laugh. What's a better last laugh? Just being like, you still couldn't kill me, I massacred people, or, yeah, I just took your most precious possession and turned him into me. How does that make you feel? Even after death, he's still around.
In the end,
Joker ain't even mentioned, though, in the third movie. Joker's bye-bye, it's all about Bane. I guess he was too weak for prison, too.
In the animated series you're referring to, in that episode at the end, Batman actually reverts Robin back to his original form.
Still, all the trauma of his life is still there. He ruined a Robin. The
point you just made was that he still lives on, but I just countered your point by saying at the end of that same episode, Batman still gets him back. So I mean,
I want to hear a little bit from from video game.
Yeah, no, I'm just letting these two battle it out. But like you were saying with master plans, like the video game Joker actually kind of takes the midpoint in both of these, because in the creative process he takes his creativity from having people been acknowledged into the Heath Ledger, and then they take a bit of that along with the great mastermindness and super sanity of the comic Joker, and the fact that they took their plans and they went kind of somewhat more realistic with in Arkham City, where they had, now he's dying, but in his deathbed, Joker is now taking over literally the entire downtown area of the city, and no one, despite the fact that there are other factions present, they are still ultimately behind him. And I think in that one, and in the beginning of Arkham Knight, that he managed to become Black Mask for quite a while and take over his entire operation, which nobody else has done. That Joker has proven multiple times within the game series that, he can just take over whatever he wants and does whatever he wants, but what's stopping him is that he kind of chooses to just toy with Batman as opposed to just utterly eradicate.
Guys, 30 seconds left, so what do you have to say?
Really quickly, my Joker's the only Joker who actually knew who Batman was.
Oh.
Boom.
My Joker's the only Joker that won an Oscar.
The voice. Okay, so this is gonna go really dark for a second, but you're gonna bring up the Oscars. At least my voice actor for my Joker didn't kill himself.
Ouch, that was dark.
I mean, that's not really relevant to the argument,
welcome
but
to
thanks.
the Superhero Media Mash. If you want to win awesome prizes, you get to win prizes. # prizes here, just saying.
Yes.
Heath Ledger died accidentally when he was taking medication. He didn't do it on
Yeah, but like, to be honest, his Joker wasn't as dark as Jokers have gotten, and like, he was having nightmares of it, and that's why he kept taking sleeping medicine. So technically, he didn't commit suicide, he died accidentally, but his performance wasn't honestly that dark. Several other Jokers have done dark performances, and to a sense, like, you have to admit, to a sense, Oscars aren't perfectly about who's the best actor.
Which one?
So Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Also, Heath Ledger is an actor, but we're talking about the Joker himself. It's not the Oscars are not always rewarded for the best performances, because if that was true, then
I mean, come on. Leonardo DiCaprio had several Oscars already, and he deserved an Oscar for Django Unchained, but didn't get one until Revenant when he literally had to crawl through snow. So it's more of what happens to you rather than your performance itself. Performance has a point, but still.
Speedwagon. Hey.
I've seen him.
Hey there. I'm doing my major scratch.
All right. So with that, I've heard your arguments. Now what I want to hear are your closing statements.
We don't have.
I thought that was the closing statement.
All right.
I thought we just did closing statements.
What?
I thought we just did closing statements.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Were those your closing statements?
I mean, you told us we had 30 seconds, right?
Do you have a last thing to say? Or?
One last
One last thing. Okay.
One sentence.
Heath Ledger was already replaced by the latest Joker. How many Heath Ledgers have you seen here today? I've seen a lot of Jokers from Suicide Squad, though.
Like, the impact more is the air of feeling from our Joker, from my Joker, is that he creates a feeling within the universe with the game. Is that it's not, his power is more of, this is everything, is the Joker's, more that he's a strong character, but that he controls and alters your experience within the game. And that's what makes him such a great Joker.
So my Joker is essentially, currently in the era where superhero movies are running rampant, still one of the best movies out there, or one of the most well-renowned movies out there, is The Dark Knight when it comes to being superheroes. Your argument was so inconsistent that Superman had to come in and fix it, and then your argument, whereas it's fine, it's just not very powerful. And I mean, he was in the games, but a lot of he was overshadowed by even the other villains. For example, Scarecrow was an amazing villain within the Arkham games.
Actually, I was going to state some laws with all your boy.
Unbiased opinion.
Okay, so just state them, but okay, but you guys great job, guys. You guys are done with that part. Let me hear what you guys say, then I'll say who's the winner.
First off, the video game Joker is an overabundant version of the Joker that's built up from everything that's happened in history in order to actually still make him as crazy as possible, regardless of the fact that you think he's insane.
So like kind of like a melting pot.
So is this for me or is this for him?
Built up so much just to be able to get the attention of everybody who is playing those freaking games to be hooked on it. Constantly. Freaking drug to be playing on it. Shit, Joker's gonna do this. Shit, Joker's gonna do that. Okay?
Shit,
This is a guy who freaking cut his own freaking face off. This is a guy who would actually just burn money like nothing, like it's even done in the Dark Knight.
Hey, dude, welcome to the superhero media match panel. If you want to, okay.
The other two arguments
He was already here.
and about Heath Ledger. Mark Hamill has a tendency of acting usually like the trickster, which he had first started portraying when he was in the original show of The Flash, which he also started portraying again in the new rendition of The Flash. And still has a tendency of sounding like the trickster and also copycatting Jack Nicholson. But he also copycatted Cesar Romero, who is that Heath Ledger also was copycatting, as well as Malcolm McDowell from A Clockwork Orange, which means technically none of those Jokers are original, and the best ones are probably Cesar Romero and Jack Nicholson.
Wait, which one was that?
All right, but okay, so then.
Who won?
All right, so right now, after hearing everything, okay,
Joker.
it's very, very difficult.
Oh.
But okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Because it's the first round, I'm gonna have the audience help me. So when I point at the person, when I say the person, raise your hand if they win for you or not. So
Who says?
animated series, Mark Hamill.
Is that, yes.
Okay.
2, 3.
Oh dang. Okay. Video. Okay, so video game, Mark Hamill.
I mean, that's what I grew up with, so I can't really say.
All right. And then Dark.
I grew up with the animated series also, and I do think that Heath Ledger deserved the Oscar, but I also think the Academy kind of gave it to him.
Yeah.
And then Dark Knight, Heath Ledger.
You had a good argument.
All right. Well,
Okay, that was
from what the
funny.
audience does, yeah, the animated Mark Hamill wins. So that was good, dude. That was good. All right, pick whatever prize you want.
Okay.
Yeah, next
I'd
round.
like to be the judge this time.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
You
you
can
go. Yeah. Anyone can come up.
Anyone can come up.
Wait, it depends what's the next topic.
Yeah, what's that?
Let me.
Well, that's what you're What's up, buddy?
Oh, you're gonna say the next topic?
We're doing a superhero media match. Pretty much, it's a debate. It's a debate game show where.
Okay, while he's promoting that, I'm going to be talking about the next topic. This one will be, what is the best superhero-based video game?
All right.
Superman 64.
No. What do you mean, Superman?
I just want to watch the board.
Okay, you know what? Let's not go. Let's not do that one yet. Who is the best superhero slash villain? No. What is the worst superhero movie?
Okay.
Howard the Duck.
Okay.
All right, come on. If you have
All right, who wants to go?
Question.
What is the worst superhero?
So if y'all want to come up, come on.
Seinfeld season 2.
Worst superhero.
VHS specifically. I'm sorry, I'm drunk.
All right, so here's how this is going to be going down. I'll be going down from right to left, and after that, you guys have to put your opening arguments, and then after that, have your fight, and then your closing arguments.
All right, so explain why your choice is better than the other person's. Go.
I am Mr. Cake Dragman, by the way. They forgot to promote me.
Yeah, movie.
I'm totally.
No, he's going to promote.
Hello? We first have to name.
I lost my phone.
Yeah, left to right. Name the movies. Go.
Yeah, go.
Howard the Duck.
Suicide Squad.
Ooh. Next.
Wow, I thought it was superhero.
I'm gonna go with The Amazing Bulk, a B movie that is literally a piece of shit.
What do you got?
Use the other mic, please.
Oh,
We
yeah,
don't wanna
yeah,
knock down the
yeah.
prize.
My bad.
Oh, we just don't want.
Okay, so a lot of people might not like agree with me on this, but I think it's Man of Steel.
Okay.
3 absolute blunders. So, no, I'm pretty sure you hated Man of Steel, right?
He dressed as Man of Steel.
That's the biggest. I think people just didn't understand it because I think Zack Snyder is trying to defend the next son. Which means technically, he still hasn't found out that his father's Lex Luthor. Oh God!
All right, it's Rick.
More lit than Hiroshima.
All right, everybody. Now that we're here, we are discussing right now the worst superhero movie, and we are going to have this person go first.
All right, so why is your
movie the worst out of these?
No one fucking watched it.
I watched it.
Man of Steel.
I watched it,
It
but I
wasn't
only
the
watched
worst
it for the
Superman movie.
redheads.
Superman Returns was the worst Superman movie.
Oh yeah, that's the one that was a blunder.
I watched Man of Steel
Well-
for the redhead.
All right, we have to let him go.
I watched it.
Well, I believe Man of Steel is the worst because I feel that the story that they were telling, like it didn't show like the full whatchamacallit, like the full shit, there's a certain word for it. I guess the full like shit, I don't know how to say this.
If you want, we can go to someone else until you can think straight.
Like it didn't show the best. It didn't show the best of Superman in that movie. Like I felt that in that movie, like Superman was just
It has the.
another superhero, not something special. You feel me? Yeah.
All right, next.
Or like an event or even out.
All right, contestant number 2. What's
Yeah.
your rebuttal?
So, why my movie's the best?
Yeah.
Well, both of your movies have multiple things in common, including a plot, at least vaguely, any budget for special effects and/or special effects that exists, any more than like 5 actors. Have you seen this movie?
No, yeah, it's a fucking dumpster fire.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, what was the movie again?
It's called
Amazing Bolt.
Bulk. No. No, that was the wrong. No, it's one of those cash grab ripoffs of the Amazing Hulk, and it's as bad as you expect it to be. There's about 10 actors total, and everything is stock footage.
Wow, that's horrible.
So yeah.
Okay. So, for one, the entire movie was basically like going around Joker's love for Harley Quinn, trying to get her back. And two, the plot did not make sense. Three, Enchantress, she fucking made out with every single human being in that city to make them into a goddamn alien. Oh, whatever the fuck. Fucking like million-eyed shit.
Yeah.
So it's like the entire movie does not make sense. Like, it just doesn't.
Good points.
And on top of that, Margot Robbie and Will Smith show way too much chemistry for there to be a Harley Quinn and a Joker relationship.
That's the thing. He was only playing Will Smith. He wasn't playing a character. He was just playing himself.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay, exactly. But the point is, the chemistry between like Margot Robbie and Will Smith was more obvious than the chemistry between the Joker and Harley
Batman.
Quinn.
Joker and Batman.
No, Joker wants to fuck Batman.
No, because like Margot Robbie was fucking Will Smith, so there's more. Like you can see more of a chemistry in this movie with them than you can see with the actual characters that it's supposedly about.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, we are going to get to the battle part. So
More people.
let's get
You
mashing.
guys have 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Argue. Go.
Or worse, actually.
Okay, so one person has seen this movie. It's like there's no chemistry between actors. Like you cannot say anything about my movie except that it literally is a piece of shit that someone took out in a night after like heavy drinking. Yeah, that's where I got
He's my boy.
And then I watched the actual thing. I'm like, wow, it's really garbage.
The whole leader of the Suicide Squad fucking shoots up an entire room of FBI agents who are supposed to keep shit secure. She feels the need to shoot them for no reason.
And also, let's not forget that famous scene where they put them in a suicide mission, and then Will Smith goes, "What are we? Some kind of suicide squad?"
Yeah, the rolling credits was right there.
God!
And then there's also like it's like the plane crash. The plane crash does not make sense. It's like Joker could have jumped off, but he doesn't. It's like when the plane goes crashing down, Joker could have jumped off with Harley Quinn, but he didn't. It's just like I lost my pony.
Guys, you are allowed to interrupt each other, by the way, as long as you have...
All I have to say is that I want to take a shit on the Man of Steel.
Just want to win.
Here.
He has a goal.
Here's the thing, but the issues here is that someone somewhere doesn't want to take a shit on either of those movies, and that's the problem here, is that people actually like them. And
I
that's
will
what makes
I will take the receipt of buying that movie and use it to wipe my ass after I take a shit on that movie.
That's your receipt. No one gives a shit what you do with it. Not even your shit gives a shit.
How many minutes we got?
Okay, the only reason Suicide Squad was a good movie when I saw it was because I saw it in 3D in the IMAX theater. Well, after that, when I saw it on the computer, that thing was fucking bullshit. It was just bullshit.
Don't forget the editing was trash.
That too. The editing was trash. It's like the whole movie was trash. Plot did not make sense. Suicide Squad does not make sense. They're not even heroes. They're all villains. Just sent out to kill them. Number two, how the fuck does the Enchantress know what every single one of them want? It's like Harley Quinn wants to marry the Joker. They're like, that's never gonna happen. Joker's like fucking abusive as hell to her, and they actually show and lie to us about a loving relationship between them. That's bullshit.
30 seconds left, guys. Say what you have to say quickly.
Like, I'm pretty sure like the thing with Harley Quinn is that she views it as a loving relationship, even though it's not. So like they might have been showing it from her perspective of, oh yeah, it's a loving relationship because that's how she views it, even though it's definitely fucking not. Do you want to say anything?
I'm gay.
All right, and with those final, all right, with that, the arguments are over. Now let's go to our quick final thoughts.
I like men.
Oh my god.
If you take the time and attempt to find this movie, which is difficult, he would literally said he was going to go look for it on Pornhub, which it might actually be on. I'm not sure. It's bad. It's bad.
Fuck if I know.
2007.
Oh shit.
How do you know?
I saw the damn thing.
The entire 2 hours of the Suicide Squad movie, my brain was just having farts.
Wait, quick argument. You hate Suicide Squad, but you're wearing Harley Quinn's shirt.
Oh,
that's
fire. Because I love abusing people.
Oh wow.
But you're being abused.
Yeah, you should beat Jared Leto.
All right, Mr.
I do not give a damn.
All right. So with that being said, I'm going to have to make this judge
She
because
kills
of
for no reason. and
because of the
why.
sole fact that I have watched all 3 of these awful, despicable, godforsaken abandonment of God. I would have to say that the worst of the worst and the true winner is the Amazing Bulk.
Whoa.
My reason being, Suicide Squad is long and boring, and Man of Steel at least has something going on for it. But the thing is, those 2 movies have story of some kind, where that movie had none.
Yeah, but there's no fucking chemistry.
That's true, but that's
The movie
true.
does not make sense.
That is true. All right, so who will be next?
All right, so guys, SillyDrifloon is gonna be the judge for the next round.
Hey, I'm not really gay, so females, hit up my line.
All right, that's enough. Anyways.
What else is going on before I call it a night?
Alrighty, everybody, how are you doing? No, I have a list of questions here.
She's gonna ask a question right now.
All right, guys, so for all of you just arriving, I'm going to ask a question, and if you guys have an answer, you don't even know what the question is.
I know.
Okay, well, if you have an answer, please come up, and we are going to debate why you think your answer is better than the other, and the winner of the argument gets a prize, anything on the table. So, yeah, today it's superhero themed only, but we're going to be having more panels tomorrow that are not superhero themed, and one that is video game themed. Now, my question that I am choosing is, what is... Okay, sure. In honor of, I guess, the new Spider-Man movie, I'm going to ask what was or what is the best Spider-Man incarnation? Ay, Dios mío! 500 people! Okay, there can only be 3 contestants, so rock, paper, scissors.
That's Spider-Man.
What is the best Spider-Man incarnation?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yo, I'll support
Guys,
whoever says
he really
Tobey
wants to
Maguire.
play, so someone rock, paper, scissors him.
Like, for now, we're good.
No, you know what? You know what? Let's be nice. I'm gonna have 4 contestants. Pull up a chair. All right, you can.
Just to be just to be clear, they don't only have to be movies. They can also be TV show versions and such, or comic versions. So yeah, like any version of Spider-Man, you can pick.
All right, yeah, from any form of media, movies, video games,
Books,
comics, TV series.
Anything.
Okay. All right. So now I would like to hear what your picks are. So since you were already sitting here, you go first.
You know what? I'm gonna say ladies first.
Oh,
okay.
Tobey Maguire all the way, guys.
I love you. I have to agree. Tobey Maguire.
We're on the same team.
Hey, you can't have
This
the
is
same
a joint
opinion.
team.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I say the one in Homecoming.
All right.
You know what? He's pretty good. I'll give him that. But Tobey Maguire, though.
Yes.
Especially in Spider-Man 3.
Where's the
Alright.
find Spider-Man 2 on?
Is this on? Can you all hear me? I'll tell you who the best Spider-Man is. Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation.
The pizza theme, though.
Nice.
Because that Spider-Man, he's no specific actor. You're Spider-Man. And you're
I was trying to find Spider-Man.
saving balloons for little kids and delivering pizzas.
Okay, so Spider-Man 2, the video game.
Yeah.
Homecoming, Tobey Maguire, and what's your answer?
Tobey Maguire.
No. I'm sorry, but you can't choose what someone else chose. You have to choose something.
The first
the
one.
first movies.
Yo, dude.
No, he was lit. I will admit he was a good Peter Parker. I'll at least agree on that.
Say Andrew Garfield just to support her.
Do you want me to slap you?
Say it just to support her. Tobey Maguire all the way.
No, what was the one from the animated one like in the early 2000s and 90s?
There's a couple animated ones. Fuck, I
can't remember. I know they did a crossover with Daredevil, and then the VHS tapes had the 60s Spider-Man.
Yo,
on
I
them.
have that.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Do you know which one it's called? Because I have no fucking idea.
I don't know his name. Dude, just say animated series Spider-Man.
You know what? I'm gonna
Who played the Amazing Spider-Man?
like the cart. Like,
Andrew Garfield.
you know I'm going 60s Spider-Man. Fuck it.
Which one, 60s?
I don't know. The one that's memed all the time.
The memes.
The memes. Okay, so memes, Tobey Maguire, Homecoming, and, okay, Spider-Man 2. All right, so now, just very briefly, in like a sentence or two, please explain why your Spider-Man is better than all the other Spider-Man that were listed just now. Whoever wants to go first, go.
Ladies first. Again.
Whoever wants to go first.
I'm gonna
I can't
watch.
think that fast.
Well, I'm gonna go watch B movie on Pornhub. You guys have fun with that.
Sure.
Well,
Yes.
alright. Well, I think Tom Harlow. That's what his name. Tom,
Yeah.
we'll call him Tom.
Yeah.
I think Tom, he did a good character for both Spider-Man and Peter. That's just personally me, but I'll explain why.
Yeah, you don't have to explain why just now. Just present why you think this.
So in Spider-Man 2, the video game, there was a very intricate combo mechanic when fighting enemies. You know, you could tie them up in your webs, and then you could tie them to a lamppost, and then you could beat them up like a punching bag. There were so many things you could do, and it was intimate. It was almost erotic, I want to say, the combat mechanics in that game.
Would you say it was more erotic than the pizza music in that game?
There was just so much. It satisfied every need I could ever imagine.
I will admit that would Spider-Man 2, because I had it on the GameCube. That game probably was the best Spider-Man game I've ever played.
Give me a whip.
Oh boy.
Get you a whip. At least let me buy you dinner first. God damn.
Next.
Speedwagon.
Okay. Well, I like the Tobey Maguire one because I felt he portrayed it the best because he actually made me like him as a character and his acting did not totally suck. And
Spider-Man 3.
yes. No, not with the one with him. He was amazing.
Like when he went through his edgy phase?
Yeah, and I felt like his version of Spider-Man was like more believable because if you're bit by a radioactive spider, of course you're gonna actually shoot webs out of your hands instead of build a mechanical thing. Like, what's the point of getting bit by a mechanical spider if you're just gonna build the superpower?
How else is your uncle gonna die?
That's a solid point.
Yeah.
Wait, but like, technically with the mechanical one, you can like shoot like as many as you have loaded. Like an organic one, you have to organically produce that. That means he has to be eating burritos and hoping that becomes a webbing. So if he doesn't eat for a day, does he just not have webs? Wait, is the plot of Spider-Man 2 that he went on a diet, he didn't have
We're
any
debating
organic
here, sir.
Holy shit, bad theory. Spider-Man 2, he didn't eat enough.
It's just a theory. A theory.
Thanks for watching.
Game theory. Oh, we are not sponsored by Game Theory. I mean, who are they? All right. So why is
Who are they?
Spider-Man
They don't
better
pay
than
my
yours?
bills.
Okay, let me tell you a good old story from the good old days. Remember, forgive me, I'm a little tipsy. I've been drinking nothing but rum. But basically, remember the good old days when they're like memes, like Spider-Man threads and shit? I feel like that what this has become. You know what? I don't give up. Give it to Tobey Maguire.
You can't even defend me, Spider-Man.
All right. So now I'm going to give you all 3 minutes, and during those 3 minutes, you're going to talk about why you think your Spider-Man's better and why the other ones are complete trash. Now, you guys have 3 minutes. You are allowed to interrupt each other, but only interrupt if you have a valid reason to interrupt. And the audience may also chime in with their own opinion. So you have 3 minutes. Everyone, start mashing. Right now, go.
Tobey Maguire is the best one, period.
Okay, well, he's backing up her now.
Are you going?
So what do you think, Tobey Maguire, since they're calling you out? So what do you think?
Oh my god. Well, you just gotta love the emo phase he went through in the last movie. That was, man. Yes.
A lot of people find that cringy.
Oh, it's cringy, he says.
Life is cringy.
That's true, but
Do we blame a trilogy? Do we blame an entire trilogy on one film?
That's a good point.
Look at Star Wars.
Let me help out Tom Holland real quick. Let me help out Tom.
Alright, oh shit, my bad. Alright, so, see, Tom Holland, is probably actually the best Spider-Man because he's supposed to be the actual original Spider-Man, a teenager that's 15, that doesn't have the freaking webs coming out of his actual skin. You know, he has the actual things that the real original Spider-Man was supposed to have. So.
In the Spider-Man 2 video game, you don't have to be a perfect hero. All right?
You're gonna run like the Dr. Connors class.
There's these annoying little kids that are constantly losing their balloons. First of all, balloons, that's pollution. That plastic is non-biodegradable. So fuck them. Always losing their balloons, and you have to shoot your webs through all the skyscrapers, endanger your life for that nonsense. So you don't have to be that guy. You can just listen to them cry and enjoy it. All right, you can roleplay Deadpool in Spider-Man.
Yeah, but the thing is that really Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's Deadpool, not Spider-Man.
Spider-Man would save the balloons.
Are you sure it's not Daredevil?
Yeah.
I think there's there's enough interpretations of Spider-Man that you can get a little crazy. Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, they're humans, all right? They're flesh and blood, all right? They secrete oil from their skin. They're disgusting. I want a digital Spider-Man. Right.
What the? I don't want a real life Spider-Man.
In the future, everything is shiny and chrome.
I want.
Okay, there's a.
Spider-Man.
I mean, do you want to be stuck in like a fucking sticky situation?
With Tom, I feel like he played Spider-Man and Peter Parker really good. For example,
I like Tom more than Tobey, for the record.
For Tobey, he played a really good Peter Parker. Yeah, nerdy, get bullied a lot. But as Spider-Man,
What are you talking about?
Ooh.
Give me an example.
I'm about to.
Ooh, example.
I'm about to. For one, in the comic books, he actually make his own weapon.
Yeah.
Not just go from his
Well, if we're going off that guy, there's different interpretations.
Just by saying offense, how you know that to make it.
Not to mention, in the movie 1, 2, 3, he's more of a brute. He just punch and kick all day. That's not how he really fights. He fights with webbing. His agility do most of the work for him. I feel like Tom did that much better, and plus he was much wisecracking at it. He was making like almost the whole theater laugh in the movie, cracking jokes, fighting bad guys. Tom, he just.
I just think Toby was a lot more about Mary Jane.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all about that Mary Jane right now.
That's a very good point, guys. You guys have 30 seconds. Wrap up your arguments, please.
Okay.
Anything else you have to say?
Well.
Why am I here?
I don't know. You wanted to come up.
What are we? Who are we?
I just feel like Tom did a better job, and not a lot of people played the game as a lot. Like not a lot of people played or had PS2s to play Spider-Man 2. So it's kind of like.
But everyone grew up with Toby.
Yeah, that's the thing. The nostalgia filter.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
In the end,
I didn't grow up on PS2. I grew up on GameCube. Though.
Only the video game gave any justice to the pizza delivery arc.
All right, time's up. So now, if there's any final statement that you would like to say, please say it. Just one sentence, no more arguing. Just one sentence to, if you have any last words you want to say. Nothing?
That Civil War clip of Spider-Man though.
That Civil War clip of Spider-Man, that was interesting. All right, so are we done? All right, now I am going to get to the judging, who I believe had the best argument. Remember, the winner is the person who had the best argument, not the best choice, the best candidate. Now, with the video game, or are you? Sorry, I'm not really slanted. Okay, hi. With the video game Spider-Man, you had very good points. I understand what you're trying to say, but you didn't really explain why being Spider-Man in the video game would be better than the other two as much. And with the Tobey Maguire one, yeah, I feel like your argument relied a bit heavily on nostalgia and very technical aspects, but we didn't really talk about the core reason of why it was, the best Spider-Man. So I think the winner is gonna go to Homecoming. I think he had the best argument. Yes.
Only Tobey Maguire is the only Spider-Man with a good Uncle Ben death story.
That's
all
true.
we can.
That
I will agree.
That I will agree.
That alone.
That's great and all, but we're not talking about Uncle Ben. We're talking about Spider-Man. So that was the question.
Uncle Ben, don't you ever say that.
That's sad though. No, I never said that. I said the character Spider-Man.
Pedro, are you gonna be hosting so they can be destroyed? Yeah, I'll host this next one. Their Uncle Ben does
Can they go a little longer? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You guys got like 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Oh, jeez.
A quick debate. Why does Andrew Garfield suck?
And then we're gonna call it a night.
All right, we'll do one last round, and then I guess that's it. What time is it?
It's 12:45 already.
Holy moly.
Oh wow. Okay, so I guess this is the last round, guys. Let's do this.
If you guys enjoyed, I did make cards.
For you guys to check out our channel. This entire panel will take place on our channel.
Yeah.
So please make sure to check it out. It's really cool, really fun.
How much is this going to be censored though?
I got one.
Some yes, some not much. But the majority will be.
Pedro, Lorena's butt shots in the video. Edit it out.
Okay. So the final question of the night is: who is the most inspirational superhero?
Supergirl.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
He inspired me to be better.
Alright.
I'm getting out of here though.
Howard the Duck on Thursday. Not again.
No, not me, no. Have somebody else.
Okay. I guess. No, wait, John. Actually, I've been wanting to come to a panel for the longest time because I keep seeing you.
Yeah, that's because I work for them.
Yeah, I know. But no. So you guys are all gonna compete for this? Yeah. All right. So most inspirational superhero, guys. Give me your. You said Supergirl, right?
Supergirl.
Supergirl. Okay.
I want to say Hit Girl.
Hit Girl.
Uh-huh.
All right. Yeah.
From Kick-Ass.
Oh yeah. That does count.
How do you define superhero?
It was the cheapest one.
And originates from a comic book and is called a superhero. Saves people, and every once in a while they happen to wear tights.
Okay.
Please don't say Batman because Batman's like the darkest.
Well, I mean, it's whatever he wants.
I'm just saying, Batman's like not really a hero. He's just like.
How dare you?
Batman.
How dare you?
I won't choose Batman. I'll choose Moon Knight.
Batman is just mad about his own life.
Okay.
Moon Knight is
Takes his
Marvel's
anger out.
But Batman. I'll explain to you
later. Okay.
I'll explain to you in my
All right. So, okay, this is gonna be interesting, man. All right. So we have Supergirl, we have Hit Girl, and we have Moon Knight.
All right.
So, I want to hear your reasons why you chose these characters. First, let's start with Hit Girl. You two share the mic, and you and me share the mic.
Okay. Well, Hit Girl never really had a childhood. Her father taught her about being a superhero, so it's like she lived her life believing that comics were real, and she believed she was a superhero, so that by default made her a badass because she believed she can do the stuff that other people can't, and do whatever she can to become a hero. And it's pretty cool because like she's a little girl, she's not super strong or anything, but she still manages to do the job.
All right. All right. We have a last minute entry.
Share the mic, I know.
Yeah. So like the three of us will share the mic. So tell us your name and what superhero you think is the most inspirational.
Best girl. Okay. I think that Daredevil is the most inspirational character. Yes. Do I already start with a reason why? Do I start with the reason why?
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, like, he was already like poor, and so he had to overcome that, and then like his dad, like his whole parental situation was like kind of wrecked, you know, and he got blinded at like a young age, so he had to grow up without seeing. And no, I said that he messed up his vision, like he got blind, and like he overcame that and still was able to serve justice when like
the system failed. Like, he was part of the system, but still said fuck the system at the same time. Like, and he still served his own form of justice, and he was badass when he did it, even though he was blind as fuck. So, yeah.
Alright, Supergirl?
Okay. 1. She was young. Her planet exploded. Everyone she knew died. She had to grow up on Earth and learn everything about Earth. And then a lot of males say that girls can't do this because they're girls, or girls can't do that because they're girls. Supergirl proves them wrong. Supergirl proves them wrong. I don't give a damn what you say.
I'm supporting you. Supergirl is the best Kryptonian. Let's all be honest. She has the best backstory.
Well, actually, no, not yet. We're not in that yet.
We're not in
that
that
part yet.
Okay, so Supergirl proves all them men wrong. I don't care if she doesn't exist, she still proves you all wrong. Okay? And she's also beautiful, and her smile is like heaven on earth, okay?
Alright, so Moon Knight, if any of you don't know, is he was originally an archaeologist who got stabbed and almost killed by a bunch of grave robbers in a pharaoh's tomb. The pharaoh was a conduit or aspect of a god, of the moon god in Egypt, that bestowed all of his powers upon Moon Knight, who then became a paranoid schizophrenic with multiple personality disorder, to the point where there are days he forgets that he's a multi-million-dollar archaeologist and drives a taxi cab, because he does. That's just what he does. He's a very, very inspirational superhero in the fact that he's just like, yeah, I'm fucked up in the head, but, you know, my day still goes on, the sun still rises tomorrow, shit still happens, I'll still get through it. It's just, he just helps a lot with a lot of things, and he's hilarious to boot. His comics have always been great, his great sense of humor, and just, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Right. What's the best comic series for this hero? I want to know because I'm interested.
Moon Knight, just there's only a couple. Just look up the Moon Knight compendiums.
Alright, so these are some very interesting choices. I know all of these superheroes, but still, it's like they weren't the ones I would have expected. So that's really cool, something new. So here's what I want. As the final fight of the night, I want you guys to go hard on each other. I want no holds barred, complete destruction, why your superhero is more inspirational than the others mentioned. So why is yours better? Why is yours more inspirational? And just destroy each other, guys. So with that, go ahead and start match it up.
Supergirl has every single power that Superman has, therefore proving that men and women are equal.
Ooh, snap.
Wait, but technically, that's kind of biased. Yeah, they're the same powers. Yeah, but the thing is, she's on Earth, so she can...
So is Superman.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is...
Superman was raised on Earth since a baby. She was only raised on Earth since she was about like 7 years old. Technically speaking, she had a harder life than Superman, and yet she's still...
How did she have a harder life? Because she was older when she came to Earth. Their powers don't matter how long they've been in the red sun.
The older you are trying to get accustomed to something, the harder it is. You do know that, right?
I do know that, yes, but until you hit the age of puberty, it doesn't matter. You're still young enough where it doesn't matter. Your brain hasn't developed enough that you're still learning. You're still a sponge.
I think it's harder to get used to losing one of your senses. You know, I think it's harder.
Okay, for me, I know it's harder because I was literally had kind of the same thing, basically like abandoned, and basically grew up in Russia and then literally suddenly moved to America at the age of 8. Kind of similar. Therefore, the older you are, the harder it is to accustom to things. And Supergirl still did it and is still able to blend in.
Well, Daredevil got accustomed to normal life without being able to see. He had to learn to fight for what his word was with such a weakness, like something that drew him back. So getting used to seeing everything and suddenly losing it, like imagine never seeing the sunrise again, imagine not being able to cross the street alone, and suddenly defending himself against all these people and serving what he thought was right. Like, it's not necessarily his opinion that matters, but for what it's worth, it's like the fight he put up trying to get like through with it. So.
Your views on Daredevil are insightful. Please fly.
Yeah, the question was which hero was the most inspirational. I feel like Supergirl is an alien who's already a hero in disguise as a human. So you can't really relate too much. Yeah, she's been through hardships, but I'm not an alien, you know, so I'm not really inspired by that.
She lived as a human until she was about like 25. I'm pretty sure.
Living as
yes, because living as a human is so hard.
So Daredevil got into a freak accident, and he
it kind of is for an alien. If you're an alien, you kind of have to blend in with humans, so it is a little harder. I mean, you try being an alien and blending in.
Oh, I wish.
Having the ability to fly, burn shit with your eyes, hear shit from miles away. Yeah, you try that.
She could do so much naturally.
Imagine not doing any of that.
She could already do so much, and I'm not even close to being invincible as her, so I'm not really inspired, honestly. Hit Girl though,
the only reason
she's
Supergirl
literally a
ever
little
learned her
girl.
powers is to save her sister.
Guys, wait, let's hear what Hit Girl has to say.
Yeah, Hit Girl's literally a little girl who just got told by her father, no matter how delusional he seemed to be, what her potential is. So already being a badass as, what is she, like 9 years old, 11 years old? If she can do that at that age, wouldn't that inspire a lot of other females of what they can do, you know? That's how I feel. I feel like she would be more inspirational.
Right, and Moon Knight? I want to hear
Well,
his argument.
I mean, Moon Knight is literally insane. If he was a normal person that was not a millionaire, he would be in a mental institution for the rest of his life. And yet, he still is going about his everyday. Anyone with any sort of mental health issue can, in any way, shape, or form, relate to that. Doesn't matter if it's just, you know, I don't want to belittle any of it, but as simple as, you know, common day depression or, you know, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or anything like that. But it's, you know, it's just nice to be able to relate with that kind of character when you have those things. He's also, you know, just, I don't know.
Guys, 30 seconds, so.
Alright, so guys, do you guys have anything else to say, or?
I kind of have something I'm trying to figure
Wait, this is the
out.
last
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, it's back to.
Huh?
Feel free to take a business card. We have a card.
Back to the point about Supergirl being 7 and having to grow up on her own. Like I said, the older you are, the harder it is to move on and actually be able to fit into life. And just knowing the fact that it can happen is actually very inspirational, because you have no idea how many kids grow up without parents, and if they see Supergirl, I'm pretty sure they would be inspired by her. Because literally every single rape, every single unwanted birth either ends up in abortion or abandonment, and you have no idea how much that does to a kid, especially growing up knowing you were abandoned or your parents died. Therefore, she is the most inspirational.
Just to add on that note, Daredevil is also a lawyer, so he does fight for like cases like that, like for what he thinks is right. Even in common day things, you think of what a lawyer does, and those cases are involved as a lawyer, like fighting for rape cases or sexual assaults or stuff like that, where you defend people. And the cases where he couldn't defend people with the court, he defended people with his power of, serving justice. Like, he goes out and fights for what he thinks is right in those types of cases.
Oh, and hey, by the way, the people who do grow up and don't have anyone to look up to or could be inspired by usually end up committing suicide. Therefore, in my opinion, watching Supergirl also kind of saves me from hurting myself, which I used to do a lot. But then again, my cat also saved me, so. Still saying, she's inspirational to a lot of people, okay? Especially the ones who are abandoned, because the ones who are abandoned are the ones who are most hurt.
He grew up seeing his father figure get hurt on the daily. He watched his dad lose to fights every single day, trying to make money to support his life. Like, he watched his dad get hurt for him. And even in the scene behind the alley when his dad literally gets killed, right? And he has to like live off on himself. He has to make his own changes and grow up in his own way. He had to overcome that struggle. It's the same thing, the same feeling of abandonment.
Fighting for money is the dumbest idea ever. For real.
Girl, we got Supergirl. We've got Daredevil. Who is the winner?
Alright, we're about to find out. Okay, so I heard your arguments, and honestly, I love all of them. Should we do final statement?
Yeah, final statement.
Have you guys said everything you needed to say? One last thing? Alright, one last thing.
Okay.
One last thing.
I just feel like the Kick-Ass comics are meant to be relatable to people who read them. Yeah, Supergirl, Daredevil, they had tragic pasts. But when you read Kick-Ass, he's just a normal teenager. Hit Girl's just a normal little girl. So if they can do the things that they can do, then wouldn't it inspire you as a reader that you can do just what they do because they're just like you? They don't have to have been born from a different planet or been hit by radioactive whatever. They just decided to be a hero, and they can be just like you.
All right, so who won? Leanna?
Okay, so this is the final one. I actually want to leave it to the audience. Right?
Audience
So here's how it's gonna work. Do you guys prefer raising your hand or applauding?
Raise your hand. Well, raising your hand is okay.
Raising your hand is easier. Raise your hand.
Okay,
Applaud.
That's going to be hard to tell. It's going to be hard to tell. Raising your hand is the easiest.
Oh wait, you know what? I have an idea.
Considering the fact that there's an echo in the room, it's going to be hard to tell.
All right, that's true. All right, so we'll do it with hands. We'll do it with hands. So who here says Moon Knight is the winner?
One person.
All right. Who here says Hit Girl? All right. Who says Supergirl? All right. Who says Daredevil?
Y'all are heartless, for real.
Dang. All right. And the winner is Hit Girl. Yo, guys, thank you for coming out. You guys did an amazing job.
Guys, we just wanna thank you for coming to our panel. We just want to leave off saying, please make sure to follow us on our YouTube channels on Media Nut and Random Ramblings Productions.